Peace, peace. This is Star with the Star Blooms. Y'all, I'm kind of sleepy, okay? But I wanted to share this message because I recognize the longer I'm out of the house, the later it's getting. I don't want to be too late trying to share it. Excuse me. Ooh, my nose is itching. Um, so basically, I had so much information is coming in at once. Thank you to my divine, benevolent ancestors who are closest to the light, aiding me, guiding me, assigned to me at this time for my highest vibrational frequency needs and for me to be connected and attuned to my highest timeline. I'd like to thank Archangel Michael for constantly being with me, covering, cloaking, shielding, and protecting me, and converting any and all negative energy, spiritual attacks, etheric and physical attacks that are going towards my crown chakra, my third eye, and my just being as well. I ask that that energy be transmuted into the highest vibrational frequency of source light, alchemized and returned to me to be used and prioritized for any and all monetary gain, and for my highest good, for myself and anyone who is in receipt of this message. I thank you to the Most High for continuing to aid me and aligning me to what is true, allowing me to channel through you. Abracadabra, make it so. I say Asheo. I literally was processing today because I basically it was so hilarious how the message came in, but I had been trying to figure out how to weave this conversation into a way to where it could be perceived on so many levels. Um, Even if someone younger listened to the message, it wouldn't be too many B bombs dropped because the channel that I basically wrote down was this B word. And it was amazing how Spirit said it to me. But the gist of the message is the misconception of getting to and being within your North Node, obtaining and retrieving your higher self, and how it alters the frequency and the trajectory of which you're going, but how it also alters how you are in receipt of experience. I had, and I know that a lot of us have this misconception, thinking that once we get to this higher rate and we ascend to this certain level, that a lot of the things that we have been working through are gone. We have this belief that even in this idea or awareness that we're constantly, healing, and that healing is the journey, it's not necessarily like a destination, that there becomes this rate where things just don't, a lot of that is true. However, a big part of it is it's conceptualized in a way that isn't as accurate. And I've basically been en route in lieu of this conversation within my spirit team, the Most High, and actually just being within myself. What I recognize is you have greater capacity. So that's just the message, okay? Greater capacity. 3, 2, 1. Feeling things before, a lot of the energies that I was connected to, a lot of the environments that I was in was still kind of karmic. The spaces, the connections that I was making, there were traces of karmic energy. I may have still been showing up in conditioned rates. I may have still been basically karmic in these situations. Once you get to a certain rate within your connection, thank you, Spirit. Once you get to a certain rate within your connections, so much information is coming in, y'all. I literally am hearing you're connected to, you're aligned to that which is true. You're connected to, you're aligned to that which is true. Almost like someone is chanting in my spirit, wanting me to basically do something opposite of what my energy is representative of. But there's a layer that is literally saying over and over, you're connected to, you're aligned to that which is true. So that may be for someone. 433, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so there's this greater capacity, and we don't recognize this, y'all. We don't be paying attention all the time, okay? And when we do pay attention, because there's so many depths, so many layers to things, we have the opportunity to connect at deeper rates. Things just come to us as they're supposed to in the divine time that we're supposed to receive them. And this is what has occurred with me. there was this rate of recognizing energy and perceiving it at a certain rate because of the rate that I was at. And I recognized upon moving to a different level, quantum leaping into a different energy, that feeling certain things basically made me feel like I was reacting and responding at a rate that I believed I was previously responding to, but it wasn't. It was just different because I felt it differently in my being. Make this all make sense. How I received the message was, we're no longer yelling, standing on business, believing that we're aligned to the truth. You have to recognize that you are at a greater capacity to which you are in receipt of, and you have to learn how to basically withhold this greater capacity and understand how to transmute at this new level, at this new rate. So the belief is that once you heal at a certain rate, that you don't engage with these energies. And it's not that you don't engage with these energies, it's that you're actually at a rate within your true self now, and how they feel in your body is so much greater because you have the capacity to withstand a greater amount of your energy. Your feelings are bigger, your emotions are bigger, your rate of perceiving it is bigger. So things hit you at a greater capacity, which is why your discernment gets bigger, which is why, your ability to protect you, being protected, is so much larger. Your desire, the rate of connections that you are making, the fine tuning that you're doing in cultivating spaces, why these things basically upkeep and they basically increase at certain rates, is because of you having a greater capacity within. And how we basically get to operate in this space is basically just learning anew. You have the opportunity to constantly recognize, because of wherever you are at or wherever you're going, that you have the ability, permission, and the provision set for you to be able to actually move and ascertain these rates of expansion within your energy field, within your auric field, within communication, within relationships, right? Within everything, okay? You just have to be in representation that is different now. So it's like Spirit was saying, don't allow yourself to be at this rate to where you're snapping out or you're spazzing out because you are aware that you've healed at a certain rate, and you can now see the unhealed experiences that you are encountering even larger, even greater. They feel like a bigger offense, y'all. I'm not kidding y'all, okay? This shit hits, and it hits you, and it's like, I know you didn't, because you recognize at what rate you're showing up. A lot of us aren't aware of how big our love is because we are rested within the Most High. And when the Most High allows that connection to be cultivated, so much richness, that be your currency, okay? I just want y'all to understand, that be your currency, your love, your potentness, your ways of being able to show up, the information that you share, how you pour back, it be divine, pure currency. And when you engage with the things that you may have engaged with before, it feels different now at this point. And Spirit is basically saying, give yourself the opportunity to not be at this rate to where you're wanting to put things in their place, surrendering your place, trying to basically correct someone and how they're showing up. Because the more you sit within a circumstance, the more you recognize that every so-called infraction was always meant to occur because those people are showing up in the capacity that they are seated in. And as long as we're in representation of self, yeah, because it's a part of it's like, don't think that, we don't got to be punks out here. We very much so balance in both energies. You feel me? So you get to basically do and be how you feel like you need to do and be. All right. But don't beat yourself up because of how you basically react, respond, or how you choose to address certain layers of experience now that you're at this new rate within you. Learn how to basically honor your capacity. You know that you love big. Be mindful of where you place this love at. 919. You know that you give big. Give to places and spaces that you can afford to give to, my God. It's not about always receiving back, because sometimes you be sent on assignment to places, right? So it's like, be at the rate to where you are administering in a way that seeds you and that is seeding the need, for others. And be at a rate to where you're capable to recognize your capacity, and don't force your new rate of self experience to be demeaned based off of how you feel. Because it could feel harsh. It could feel real heavy. But Spirit said, don't be out here yelling, standing on business. Okay? I love y'all. Peace.